It's Saturday morning and I've been journaling all week about how it's a big problem that this book is soon filled up and November is only half done. Like we're here on the 13th. It's not even the half the month. But I think perhaps I have a solution, because this is a problem that recurs every month. I am starting to notice. I talk sometimes about the channel Monique Smith and how I'm inspired by her way of changing books every month. She has monthly books. One book that I think spans a year with like calendar spreads that she migrates between books, and then like everything else, dailies, weeklies, journaling, all those things is in a separate book in a TN or something, and she changes it out every month, and I like that because I too like variety and you know, just using up paper. She likes writing, I like writing and drawing, apparently. But I have been drawing since I finished my drawing course. I've been using up so many pages. Like every page now is a portrait, which means that I'm using up this book super fast. And I have, like, now I have only half the pages to write on because I've used them up for drawing. And that's fine. I mean, I like having these, like a memory or document of how hopefully I will develop my skills. But it means that this book will only last me another week or so. I have a few pages left after the final portrait, and after today I will probably have no pages left for drawing, only for writing. So all that to say that I think I have a solution. So my next book will be this one. It's a Leuchtturm that will start. I'm thinking I'll switch out the books next Sunday so that the final week of November, it's not really the final week because there are a few days in week 48, but this weekend is the first of Advent. So, and we'll go on a trip that weekend, which means that I want to do the Christmas thing in our house before that, so it's done, so that we come back on Sunday to a Christmassy house, which means in turn that I'll have to actually do all the decorating at the latest the week before. So normally I wait until it's really Advent to do the Christmas decoration, but I'm thinking this year, I don't know if I care. I can start now. Like, I'm thinking I'll start small, perhaps on Sunday, that is tomorrow, and just start building up every room the second half of November, and start making my mincemeat and my Christmas cake and all those things, and just to get the smells to, you know, building up the atmosphere. Which means that I'd also like to move into my Christmas book. But I don't want to rush it. I mean, I don't want to skip pages. So I'll stay in this book while I have pages to write. But I think it will only last me for another week. But back to the problem. I'm so rambly, I'm sorry. The problem that recurs is that I have my monthly booklet at the start of every book, which covers a month. But then the journaling section of the book doesn't last the whole month. So I still have weeklies to go when I've reached the final page of this section. which means that week 47 will have to move into the next book, even though I have prepared my Dutch store spreads for that week. Well, you know, that's, shit happens. But if this is a recurring problem, it means that every month I will, you know, I will have too few pages for journaling. So, how to describe this? Well, probably, I was sort of, I will switch books earlier and earlier in the month, because it doesn't last for 5 weeks. So, well, it won't be a monthly book because I will switch books in the middle of the month, for example. And again, this doesn't have to be a problem if you're not anal about it, but it means I'll have to migrate calendar spreads and stuff to the new book, because the calendar spread is for the month. And then if the new book covers half a month, I need the old calendar, and then I need to make the new calendar and a new booklet for December, for example. On and on and on. So, and another problem is that, well, I was thinking that this new book would last me for 2 months, so December and January. It probably won't, because I need more than, I mean, the booklet takes up like 25 pages, around that. And I use up like 4 pages per day when I journal, which means that I only have, if I use 25 pages for a booklet, that means that 2 booklets, December and January, uses up 50 pages, which means I only have 200 pages left in a Leuchtturm, i.e. 100 pages per month, but that's too little. I need 120 pages for journaling each month. You know, it's almost enough for 2 months, but not quite, which means that in the middle of January I will run out of pages. And also that January will be in the middle of the book instead of the front. Like, I will make my December booklet at the front and have, I really like that, because then I know that everything to do with daily planning and weeklies and all that stuff is, you know, here. The booklet is the first thing I encounter in my planning system. But if I use this book as a front book in the setup for 2 months, then I will need to go to the middle of the book to come to the January stuff, planning, and have all my December journaling behind me. And once again, it doesn't need to have to be a problem if you're not anal about it. But I'm thinking I might not like that. I might want to archive the December pages, or just feel that, you know, January, new start, new year, I want it to be in the front. So, now I get to the point. One way to solve both these problems, that there are not enough pages for 2 months in the book, and that I want the booklet to be in the front, is to make sure that I use a whole signature for the booklet. And then when I'm done, let's see, yes, these pages. And then when I'm done with December, let's see, where's the middle? There. When I have planned my little heart out during December and it's New Year's Eve, I can just cut these threads holding the booklet, the signature, in place in this book, and take it out and archive it somewhere, and keep the rest of the pages, and actually add, you know, put in on a string, or maybe even sew in another signature that will be for January. So I'll switch them out. It's like a mini insert inside the front book. And hey presto, it turns out that one signature is actually 26 pages, which is perfect. It's what I need for a booklet. So this will be December. I will set it up as I always do, with, you know, the cover pages with the calendar and my trackers and my weekly boxes, and then the Dutch doors in the middle. So that will be, it will be perfect actually. The Leuchtturm is set up like that. It has 26 pages per signature. And then journal about December as far as I come. You know, I have like 230 pages, more or less, for journaling. So I journal as far as I come in the book, and I won't reach the end, I think. And then when December is done, I switch out the booklet here, put in a new signature from an old, because I have old Leuchtturms that I haven't fully used, so I can take a signature from one of those, put it here, and continue journaling about January. And when this book is all filled up, I switch out the whole front book, you know, put a new Leuchtturm in. And since January is loose, you know, I've put it, or I may have sewn it in, but it may also be hanging on a string. But I take it out and put it in the new, you know, the next Leuchtturm. So, yeah, it will take up some space. So from the very beginning, it will be like bulky, but not that bulky, because one signature isn't going to ruin the whole silhouette. So I think I have solved a problem, and I hope that was understandable, because I haven't shown you anything. But I am going to set up December. I mean, I only have a few like days left in this one, so it will feel like really inspiring to move into the new book, but I won't move into it until I've set it up. But I will be using like this coming week to cut my Dutch doors, maybe paint like the cover page and make my pockets and all that good stuff, put in the tracker for December, and yeah, maybe paint some backgrounds on the journaling pages, but also leave some of them blank so that I can use them for these portraits. And yeah, I feel like I've solved another problem, and my system is like I solve these mini problems step by step, and the goal is in sight. I've said this before, but I actually think the goal is in sight, that I have perfected my system for me. You know, it's perfect for me. And yeah, planner peace, y'all.